Welcome to John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. We're fishing lake country in Waukesha County.
Mills Fleet Farm presents John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Mills Fleet Farm is your fishing headquarters.
Just a big, beautiful.
Oh, is that awesome? Holy moly! Oh my God! Look at the size of that walleye, Danny! Look at the size of that fish. Yes, folks, it's a beautiful February day, and we're in Waukesha County where, Matt, there are a ton of lakes, and they call this lake country out here, and you've got Pine Lake, Oconomowoc Lake, Okauchee, Moose Lake, and you can hop lake to lake during the day, but we're not doing a trophy show today, we're pan fishing.
Yep, John, there's a lot of nice bluegill all through Waukesha County and all these clear, weedy lakes.
And Blake, you know, this is fun for you because, you know, you've been doing a lot of walleye fishing lately, but a lot of times with bluegills, there's a lot of action.
Oh yeah, it's a lot faster and more active.
Yeah, I agree. And Matt, you know, when we set up, we're not necessarily setting up in shallow water in the weeds where normally fishermen look for panfish. We're sitting on deep edges, right?
Yeah, John, you get late January and now into February like this, these fish usually give you one good feeding window, and a lot of times they get off those weeds in the deeper water, so they're going to be right on the weed edge or they're going to be suspended off of it.
And one great technique, folks, for catching the bigger bluegills, and you're going to catch a lot of small ones to get to the big ones though, but using a Kastmaster, which is actually a little bit bigger bait than normal for bluegills, but that kind of weeds them out and the big ones hit that.
Yeah, it really does. That's the 1/32. That's the smallest one that we make, John. And one other thing I like about it is you can get back down on those fish faster because it's a little heavier than a really tiny jig.
And we're going to put some tip-ups out for pike too.
Yeah,
right?
All these lakes have pike and largemouth.
Hey folks, we'll show you more about what we're using and how we're using it, all of that coming up right after this.
We're at the Clam headquarters in Rogers, Minnesota with Matt Johnson, and I could not help but notice the 20th anniversary Ice Team ice shelters. Hey Matt, can you tell me more?
You bet. We're proud to launch the 20th anniversary of Ice Team. As you can tell, from a cosmetic perspective, they're pretty cool. But not only that, but they're packed full of features for ice fishing. So whether you want a light bar, center console, battery bracket, a cool custom cover, many bells and whistles to get you on the ice. So they're packed ready for ice fishing.
Now that's awesome. For more information, check out clamoutdoors.com.
Sweets for your sweetie are at Mills Fleet Farm. A big selection of Valentine's candy and chocolates are on sale. Get cooking with this red copper 10-piece cookware set, just $79.99. Black oil sunflower seeds are on sale. Stock up, 40-pound bags are only $12.99. And don't get stranded. Start your car up with a powerful interstate battery. They're 10% off with exchange at Mills Fleet Farm.
From the makers of the best-selling Yamaha Grizzly and Kodiak 700 comes the all-new Kodiak 450, the world's only midsize ATV with Yamaha-proven off-road capability, all-day comfort, and confidence-inspired performance. The all-new Kodiak 450, starting at just $59.99.
Folks, when I head out to fish, I always stock up on my favorite Baitmate fish attractants. Dale, I just put that Baitmate on, man. Baitmate offers a complete line of fish attractants and convenient spray bottles for every angler and every species of fish. They've got your bait covered. I also have the newest Baitmate delivery system in my boat, Baitmate Ultra Live Game Fish Dip. Simply flip open the lid and dip your bait for even application every time, and it's ideal for frequent casting. I just dipped that in the Baitmate, you know that? Improve your chances of catching fish with Baitmate fish attractants. It just makes sense.
Oh, got one.
Come on, Joe. And, oh, now that's the perfect eating sized bluegill right there, right?
Yep, that's a nice one to cook up.
What is that, about 6.5, 7?
Probably 7, 7.5, something like that, yeah.
Now, we should tell the folks, you know, you do a lot of jig fishing in Waukesha County and the lakes between Milwaukee and Madison. There's some pretty good pan fishing to be had on a lot of these lakes, isn't there?
There is. There's a pretty good panfish on all these lakes, or pretty good panfish bite on all these lakes. You just gotta pick your spots and be mobile.
And that's the key. Move around hole to hole. You didn't even grab your locator. You just were going hole to hole here, huh?
Yep, just keep moving until you find them. Sometimes you'll catch a few nice ones and then it'll shut off, go to a different hole.
Yeah, that's not a bad fish, folks, especially for eating. And I like to we get those 8-9s, throw those back.
Yeah, anything 9 better. Let those do their breeding.
Matt, got one.
Nice job. Get the transducer out of there. That's awesome. Does it feel decent? There's a nice gill.
Yay.
Nice job.
I've marked so many. Like, what's the best technique you think?
Yeah, so when those fish layer up like that, Blake, you want to make sure you keep raising that jig up or your spoon, because if you keep dropping it down, you're going to pin them down to the bottom. So keep raising it up, and then you're going to get the active one to shoot up and eat it.
Your hands are too big because, you know, that really is right there the perfect eating size bluegill. What is that, about 7?
No, that's 7.5, if not 7 3/4, John. That's a good fish.
Hey! Joe's got a
Joe's
flag.
hooked up.
Actually, we've had a few flags today, but small fish.
Yep.
What do we got here, boys?
This is 28 feet of water.
Ooh, nice
That's a
pike
decent
there.
pike.
You know, the nice thing is, folks, in the southern part of the state, they put a 26-inch size limit on our pike, and we're going to throw them all back today anyway. But you're going to eventually see big pike in these lakes in Waukesha County,
Oh,
aren't you?
and I've been starting to see it over the years, John, because you know how we love to fish late fall, and we're starting to see bigger, fatter fish.
Hold that one up. I mean, they're nice, well-built pike. And
Yeah.
what was that on? Just a regular?
Yeah, we're using large shiners, and then we have some dead bait. We have some schmelting herring out here. We just had a herring go up, but he dropped it.
Now we're set up for bluegills, folks, on kind of a sunken island with a deep drop, but you're spreading these tip-ups around into deeper water too.
Yep, I like to drill, John, and find that shallow, thick weeds, and then work out from there and keep drilling holes so you can find that edge, and then set some way out in that deeper water.
Now, do you put the minnow, the dead bait, and the minnows right on the bottom?
Nope, you always want to keep them above the weeds, and then when you get it way in that deep water, all these Waukesha County lakes are clear. Don't be afraid to set them 15, 10 feet off the bottom.
Ooh, see him.
Oh,
He's coming up. It's coming up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Come on up here, Matt.
Yep.
I'll see what I got coming in here. Here he is. We have ourselves. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That is a nice fish. You know that, about 7 3/4, or is that pushing 8?
That's pushing 8. That's really close to that 8-inch mark, John, and those are the ones that I love, those 8+ inchers.
And you know, we're fishing right smack dab in the middle of the day, folks. I think it's about 11 o'clock. And you've been saying that on these lakes here, you get a great early morning and a great evening bite for the bigger bluegills.
Yeah, I love it. On these clear lakes, it's funny. You can flip your shack up and look down in these weeds and see these big ones like this or even bigger just sitting and not moving. The little ones are chasing more active, but that last hour window is usually awesome.
Hey, that locator is fun to watch, you know. Actually, let's put my rod back down and we can watch the fish come up. Okay, Matt, where's my bait now?
So your jig is right there, John. You got a fish coming up charging right there.
And look at another one's coming up too.
Yep, there he is right there.
So then you just try to jiggle it and kind of rise up slowly and make them follow, right?
Correct. When you get these fish committed up vertical like that, that's when they're gonna bite it. When they stare at it forever, look at them charging right here.
Yeah.
See him, folks?
Yeah. He's coming up with it. He's coming up with it. He's coming up with it, Matt. That is so much fun watching, and there's multiple fish coming up on your bait all the time when you're looking at that hummingbird. Now that's not a bad fish right there, folks. That's an eater-sized bluegill. But what I want to talk about is the type of line that I'm using. What I'm using is Smackdown on my reel, but I'm using a leader material, which is Seaguar fluorocarbon. And you know, Seaguar invented fluorocarbon back in the 1970s, but I'm using 2-pound test. And these bluegills literally can't see that down there and it won't spook them. Again, that's that Seaguar fluorocarbon, Abrazx 2-pound test. Really works good for panfish. Blake, hurry up, Blake. Get to that tip up, Blake. All right, way to go there, Blake Arini. Way to go, Blake. Good job there. Matt had to run in and get some Johnsonville.
I know. So he made me in charge of watching the tip-ups and saw one, and I sprinted.
Well, Blake was in charge. Oh, there he is now.
What's going on here?
Wow, look at that.
Hey, not a bad pike.
Nice
Matty
job.
B, you went in to get Johnson those.
I had to. We left him in the truck.
No, so you ran from all the way over there?
Yes, that was definitely a workout, but worth it. Look at that.
Hey, you know what though? Seriously, the next tip up that goes up, you can get them up to 40 inches on these lakes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you know, that's the cool thing about fishing when you're fishing the big bluegills, to set a spread, right, Matt?
Oh, absolutely, John. And don't forget, some right by that weed line and out here suspended.
Well, I'll tell you what, Blake, this is your first year ice fishing, and you've been with Matt and I quite a few times, other places. How do you enjoy the tip-ups?
You know, they keep us on our toes, which is really exciting. you
Yeah,
know?
and you get your exercise.
Yeah, exactly.
John, this is a big fish. It's got a lot of weight. It's already made 2 runs on me.
I gotta see this.
I just set this one out in deep water.
You've been moving tip-ups around in this deeper area, haven't you?
Yep. Yes,
You got
I
some
have.
weight?
Yeah, oh yeah. He's made 2 power runs already.
Seriously?
Yeah, this is a good fish. Oh,
Ooh,
there he goes.
ooh, yeah,
oh, look at
there
the head
it
on
is.
him.
Oh, I like when
Oh,
it pushes.
look
Look
at
at the size of that. There is a big Slavosaurus.
Look at that.
Look, you know what impresses me is the gut on that fish. And you know, folks, a lot of these lakes are Cisco based, and also the number of small bluegills that we've caught today is literally in 30 or 40 of them. So that's where they get the big tummies. Huh?
They are down there just gorging. That's just a beautiful southern Wisconsin pike.
I'll tell you what, he's 35 inches long, but the girth is what really impresses me, Matt.
Oh, just built like a tank. Look how thick his back is, too.
Now, this structure thing is important here, folks. We're not fishing any, and that's what's really interesting to me. We're fishing the bluegills on the edge of a sunken island, and you're just spreading these tip-ups out here in nothing but deep water.
No man's land. I mean, literally 25 to 32, and the water's clear, so hang them 5, 8, 10 feet off the bottom.
Yeah, and they can see those baits from a long way away when you hang them higher like that.
Oh, yeah,
right?
John, absolutely.
Well, it's a warm day today, so this fish is fine out of water
Yeah.
for a few minutes. There's some players there. What we're going to do is get these fish back. And again, you know, you and I touched on it earlier when we caught that smaller fish. That's what a 36 or 26 inch size limit does. You get a chance to grow these big guys.
Absolutely, John.
Well, what do you think, Blake, on the stomach on that
I
thing?
haven't seen one like that in a long time.
I mean, there we're going to release her too. There she goes. Now, Blake, when you catch a big fish like that, you know, especially when you're near metropolitan areas like this, release them, right?
Absolutely. Let that thing grow. That's a 40-inch fish in a year or 2 from now.
And you just move those tip-ups.
Just moved that tip-up was set in his deep water for about 5 minutes. I heard it go bing.
Yeah, when you came up to it, the Beaver Dam was in.
Oh, it's spooled. There's no line left in that
Oh,
Beaver
grab
Dam
that
right now.
tip up,
Look at
Blake.
this.
I want to show the folks at home. That is how much line down. How much he
50
took.
yards. 50
yards of line off on that.
He just ripped it.
So if you wouldn't have gotten to that tip up,
I always tie a good knot at the end. That's
Do
one
you?
thing you want to do is don't chintz on your knot, because I would have lost that fish.
we were fishing the lakes of Waukesha County, a 1-hour drive from Milwaukee, 2 hours from Chicago, and 4.5 hours from Minneapolis.
No matter what you're chasing on the ice this winter, Acme Tackle has you covered. From the innovative Hyper Glide and Hyper Rattle series to legendary Kastmaster, Rattle Master, and Sidewinder spoons, or the all-new professional grade Tungsten series, Acme Tackle has what you need. Visit acmetackle.com to check out our full product assortment. Acme Tackle rattles louder, glides further, and glows brighter. Get hooked up with Acme Tackle.
I'm coming. Hey, that was a beautiful pike, by the way, buddy. I caught one decent bluegill, too. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's a nice one. I want to be honest with the folks. We are catching
Yeah.
probably 10 of these to every one of those.
We are definitely weeding through them, there's no doubt. But I think sunny sky, clear lake, I'm looking forward to the last hour, John.
I mean, that's a nice bluegill wherever you go, you know?
Absolutely.
But there's a ton of small ones down there, and I was talking to some buddies out here that are fishing too, and they said, you know, what they're doing is fishing in a shack, so they can see down to the bottom, and they get the small ones, they pull the bait away and wait for the big ones.
Pretty smart.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, those are real nice sized bluegills. And you said that when you check this lake out, the last couple of nights, the evening bite, you got a lot bigger ones.
Yeah, I'm excited. As soon as that sun starts dropping, from about 4 to 5 is when it can be really good.
And you're talking about how big a fish?
Oh, up to 9-inch gills.
Oh, seriously?
Thick. Oh, yeah, they come alive.
And we'll keep our tip-ups in, too, and hope some more pike and walleyes.
Absolutely, yeah. We might have a shot at a walleye for sure.
I'm catching a ton of small ones.
Yeah, I think I was
Oh, that's not bad. That's an eater size right there.
Yeah, that's one of the bigger ones,
Not huge.
but better than the little guys.
Hey, you know, one of the reasons that you have joined our company, you know, this year is to run Instagram and Facebook. And
Yep.
what can people see on that?
We have a lot of photos and videos, kind of like all the behind the scenes a few days before the upcoming show that weekend.
So if the show airs on Saturday, you start posting pictures on Wednesday on both Instagram and Facebook of what
Yes.
we're doing that week?
Yes, and like what we're using and tips on stuff like that.
That's awesome. Now, you know what? You can pan fry that.
Yum.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hey, Patrick. All right. I haven't seen you in a couple years, buddy, or did I see? Oh, that's a Jim Dandy. You got to grab this one here. That is a beautiful bluegill. Let me rinse them off a little bit for you. That's a pretty fish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big one.
Hey, I noticed that you got the new Helix 7. What do you think of the unit?
It's a beautiful unit, John. I love Hummingbird, and they've just outdone themselves with this.
Well, I see you use the split screen. What do you like there?
You know, it gives you the 2D option and the flasher mode. A lot of guys prefer the flasher. I like both, actually, because the real time, you can look at the history and the real time also.
That is really interesting, and of course that also comes with GPS, and you can get a Lake Master chip for any of these lakes in Waukesha County, and you got GPS, flasher, and 2D sonar all in the same unit.
Yep, it's a great tool.
And that helps you catch bluegills. Like that's 8, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Matty!
What do you got, Johnny?
I'll tell you what is interesting. Here he comes. Oh, not a bad one.
Oh yeah,
That's actually you should throw those 8s back and keep the 7s. There, you get nice fillets off that.
Oh yeah, 7. That fish is over 7. But yeah, it's so nice to let those 8s and 9s. And if you're gonna keep a couple of those big ones, just keep a couple and let them go because those are the good spots.
You know that one Patrick just caught. I'm fishing in 16 feet here, and Patrick said he caught that one suspended. I started jigging about 6 feet below the surface, and those big blobs are coming up. So this time of night, you should fish all different parts of the water column.
Absolutely, yeah, because it's about 3 o'clock right now, and I'm really excited for this 4 to 5 window. Hooked up, John.
I'm not even coming over there. Hey, there's another eater.
Oh, those are good gills.
Now,
Real
if
good.
you measured that one, Matt, that'd be about 7.
That's 7 1/4. And it's funny, John, because right now I'm in about 14 to 15, about 10 yards from you, but I could tell my jig drops down about an extra 2 feet into the weeds. And what I'm doing is I'm dropping it down into the weeds and I'm bringing it right to the top of the weeds, and they're coming right up, those red blobs, and they're just sucking it in.
Ooh, Blake, this one feels pretty good. This one feels pretty good. Here he comes. Oh, now there is a bluegill. I want you to take a look at the size of this one, Blake. And again, what I was talking about before is we're catching 10, 12 little ones to one big one. But if I can get this guy's mouth open, that right there is a really nice bluegill.
Now that is one of the big ones today.
And that's about 9 inches. And you know, Matt and I were talking before, these fish are coming in about halfway down.
Okay.
I think the smaller ones are on the bottom. So when you jig in 15 feet of water, just put your jig down to about 7 feet.
Okay, yeah, because I was at the bottom all morning. Now maybe try halfway.
Yeah, and then if you get them to come up, slowly raise your jig or your Kastmaster, whichever you're using. And then when I see them get close, I just let the rod be still.
Okay.
All right, isn't that is a beautiful bluegill anywhere you go.
Gorgeous.
Isn't that nice? Now that's 8.5, 9 inches long.
Love it.
As you know, folks, our tradition when we're ice fishing is to cook out some Johnsonvilles, right, Kurt?
Right on.
And you know, I learned something from Mike when we were on Lake Erie a couple of weeks ago. If you want a quick brought on the ice, or a quick Johnsonville product. Buy those better with cheddars. You know, they're pre-cooked and smoked, beautiful, just gorgeous cuts of pork, and infused with Wisconsin cheddar cheese, and you can just put them on the grill for a couple of minutes. And I like mine a little brown, you know, kind of like little charred, but yeah, they only take a couple of minutes. All right, guys, Johnsonville better with cheddars?
I said that cheddar cheese fly 2 feet when I bit it.
Isn't that good, though? Seriously? Isn't that good?
I'm just glad I got over here before you ate them all.
Well, yeah, I think, no, seriously, that's his third one. Wisconsin better with cheddars, folks. They're marvelous. Folks, there is nothing more frustrating than a rust-laden strap for your ATV or your boat. But AMSOIL has the answer, right, Len? It's MP.
I do. MP will take care of you. Once they're all rusted out like this from traveling on the highway, you just put a little MP in the strap, and it'll take care of it, no problem. That should free it up easy.
Okay, now after the MP treatment, I couldn't get this strap out before. Let's see what happens.
Pulls right out.
Yeah, that's incredible. And also now, look at how easy that ratchets in. Awesome. And for more information,
all you need to do is check out amsoil.com.
Let us make this absolutely clear. The days of wasted casts and missed opportunities are over. New Mega Imaging takes fishing into the megahertz range for the first time, because higher frequency sonar means higher frequency of this. Without a doubt, it's the most detailed picture of the world below ever. And it's only from Humminbird.
I'm Blake Gillespie here for Mills Fleet Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters. Each week on Blake Goes Shopping, we'll feature one of our products that will help you catch more fish. Wow, I love fishing for walleye and trout and everything in between, and the Swedish pimple is perfect for them all. I came to Mills Fleet Farm for all the exclusive colors, especially the orange one, as it's perfect for the Midwest. And the best part is, I can use it all year round. Now, Battle on Bago is only a few weeks away. Get your tickets now at any Wisconsin Mills Fleet Farm store or at fleetfarm.com.
oh, look at Kurt Kellogg, our buddy Kurt from Acme. He's got a fish on. Kurt,
maybe another 10-pounder.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he caught a 10-pounder on Erie with us a couple weeks ago. I doubt it with that. Oh, that's a nice bluegill.
Yeah.
Of course, it looks kind of small compared to the one I just caught. No, that's the eater size. By the way, I released that 9-inch fish as soon as we got some pictures of it.
That's good.
But Kurt, it is kind of interesting. We talked at the top of the program. These little Kastmasters are really good for catching the big bluegills, aren't they?
They are. I actually switched to our new line of Tungsten jigs.
Okay.
I've been having pretty good luck with that, but you're right. I think the Kastmasters catch a little bigger fish.
Got one, John.
I'm coming. I'm just kind of walking around hole to hole here. And, ooh, there's another nice one. Hold them up real high. Yeah, I mean, those are just really nice eater-sized fish there. And we're getting to prime time now, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, on these lakes that are close to the cities, it's your early morning and your evening is prime, huh?
Absolutely. We have had some good, daytime bites, but primarily right now, this is when I like to get out here.
Coming. It's funny how you get on a hot hole, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Ooh, that's another dandy right there. I'll tell you, Matt, come on over here, buddy.
Nice.
Even if we ended the day today, we've had a good day. We've caught a lot of fish.
Oh, just the action is unbelievable. And then you mix in and weed through these nice fish. I mean, it's a heck of a day.
You again? I'm 10 feet away from you. I am literally 10 feet away from you. But that's the way this thing goes, man. If you happen to drill a hole right in the hole of the weeds, right?
You want to help me, John?
No.
I'm kind of stuck.
There you go. You can do your...
Jeez.
Oh, that is pretty. Now that, for a sunny or pumpkin seed, that's a pretty big one, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll take that all day.
Now, you're a biology teacher, and you actually worked with the DNR in the fisheries department for a while. Are those kind of the same species or subspecies of a bluegill, do you know?
Actually, even bass are in the sunfish family. So
okay.
If we're talking about crappies, bluegills, red ears, your pumpkin seeds, they're all sunfish in the sunfish family. So yeah, I mean, they're as closely related as they can be. They're both Lepomis for their genus.
Oh yeah.
Did you get him up off the bottom before he
No,
hit?
he was only about 2 feet, but yeah, I brought him up out of the weeds for sure.
That is a good one right there. If these fish start chasing, then they'll hit.
Oh, there's no doubt they're getting active, because this morning they did not want to come more than a foot off the bottom, and you just caught that last big one. What'd you say, 7 feet under the ice?
Yeah, that's a good one too. Matty! Ooh, this one, here he comes, Matty. This one feels pretty good, buddy. Oh, come on up here.
Look at the width of that thing.
That is a gorgeous bluegill. Now, I'll tell you what happened with that. I'm fishing in 17 feet of water. I got that thing to come up 2 feet off the bottom. I worked him all the way up till he was 6 feet below the ice when he finally bit. That's what's so important, folks, about having a hummingbird. You would not know how do these fish react or how to make them follow up, you know?
No, you're completely blind, and you're doing the old hit the bottom and reel 2 cranks up, and if they're not in that specific zone, you're gonna miss fish like this.
Yeah, I mean, that right there, that's not as big as the one I caught earlier, but that's a nice bluegill.
No, but that's getting close to that trophy class.
And there are some nights when you guys come out and you'll bang 10 or 15 big ones, right?
A lot of those 9 1/4, and those are special fish.
And we're in prime time right now.
This is prime time, so let's see if we can get a couple more.
Yeah.
The future of boating is here. Now, get all the thrilling performance of an Evinrude E-Tech G2 in the new 150, 175, and 200 horsepower.
Bass fishing's fun, but half of these tournaments is like a boat race, trying to beat everybody down the lake. And with that Evinrude E-Tech G2, it's like driving a Corvette. That thing is passing everybody.
All the best-in-class torque of the Evinrude E-Tech G2 is now available from 150 to 300 horsepower.
This is a whole nother level. The G2 is awesome.
To learn more, visit evinrude.com.
If you fish, chances are you've used a mustad hook. That's all we use.
Mark, get him in there. Army tank there, Dale. Oh, there is a big boy. I mean, I just can't believe this, folks.
Oh, let's see him, buddy. Look at that.
That 10 seconds, though, makes a big difference, buddy.
Well, that one is a gorgeous fish.
Is that pushing 3?
It's 3. We're going to weigh it.
Mustad, the world's largest manufacturer of fishing hooks. Get the point? We did.
Hey,
right at dark.
Yeah, well, we actually set these for walleyes while we're fishing the evening bluegills, right?
Yeah, I'd love to see a walleye right now.
So would I. Yeah, what do you think, buddy?
It's not a giant pike, so we got a shot at walleye here. Let's see.
Okay. The water is so clear here.
It's a pike, but...
Oh, but you know, that big one you caught today, I can see why that one was so fat. Even these small ones are built, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just gorged, and it's unbelievable.
Hey, you know, we've had a great day today, Matt. You know, it was a beautiful February day, not a lot of wind, but I think what I learned today is you don't have to go up north to take your kids pan fishing. There's plenty of panfish in these lakes and to come out and enjoy a day, isn't there?
Absolutely. Find weeds, look at the Lake Master chip, and you're going to be successful.
And don't forget to try that deep water that we did today, that 12 to 20 feet, right?
Oh, absolutely, and then set your tip-ups out even deeper.
Well, come on up here. Say goodbye to me, buddy. Let's say goodbye to everybody.
We had a good day.
And folks, that is our show for today. Please join us next week. I don't know, we're going to fish it. We'll find a place somewhere. Until then, I'm John Gillespie. Hoping to see you enjoying John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Say goodbye. Bye.
Hey, John, like that. Hey, John Gillespie.